Hi everyone, it's Dawn here. I hope you are all doing well, and I'm just coming on today to share how I altered this trunk that I showed yesterday. Um, so I was asked how to do it because some of the ladies have one and they want to give it a try, so I thought I would show how I did it or explain it. And I'm sure that there's plenty of other ways to do it. I can only use what I have on hand, so I'm just going to show you what how I do it using what I have on hand. I mean, obviously, if you have like chalk paint or anything else of that nature, that would be better, then by all means. I happen to just have some dollar store paint, so I thought I would just try and see if I could achieve a look. And I did, and some of it was kind of by accident, but I went ahead with it anyway and just thought, well, what's it going to hurt? If it doesn't work, I'll cover it up and try it again and try it a different way. So the way I did it actually worked, and so I'll get started and let you know how I did it. So I have this this trunk, and it was just plain brown. It came from the thrift store, and I know from the sticker that was on it that it came from a flower shop, so there was some kind of a flower arrangement in it, and I got it for very dirt cheap. So I have to be very frugal, so I wouldn't be buying anything that was expensive. So probably looking at like $1.99 or something like that. So anyways, so I brought it home and it was sitting there, and I had used it for some other things, and so I had brought it upstairs to my craft room, and I have a few of them. I'll just get you another one that I'll, oops, sorry, just put you down there for a minute, show you. Just give me a second. Okay, so I do have this other one here that I may alter as well, as you can see. It's a little dusty, but I may give it a makeover. So I made sure it was dusted off and, you know, cleaned up and so on. That's your first thing. And then I have some leftover house paint in white, and I thought, well, I'll put a coat of that on it, but I didn't completely cover the trunk. I just did it lightly in areas, and I did it all over everything, even the hardware. I just kind of laid it on there. Then I took, I let it sit for a few minutes. Then I took a baby wipe, or you could use a damp paper towel if that's what you have. I just happen to have a few baby wipes left, so I kind of rubbed it and went over it, and all the spots, just kind of wiped it off. And then so some more of that brown kind of showed through. And then I thought, okay, it's not really what I'm looking for. So I went through my paint and I found this paint here. It's called Burnt Umber. So I took that, and I have very little left, so I thought, well, I'll water it down. So I squeezed out what bit I had into a little cup that I have, and I went to pour the water in, and I over poured, and I thought, well, we'll see what happens. So it becomes like a wash with that color in it. So it had too much water. I mixed it up. I thought, oh, well, I'm just going to go for it anyway. So I took it as a wash and just went over the whole thing again with that color. Gave it a bit to dry, and that is the color that came out with the white as the base, so that kind of slightly shows in up in little spots. And then once this wash of this color went on, this burnt umber, then it really sort of picked up in these little raised areas and so on. So I thought, okay, yes, I like that color. So then I just took, as you can see, I didn't use laces and things like that. I just use cut-offs of doily and things like that. So I just cut out in like the shapes of the flowers into the doilies and stack this one. I did make this flower in behind here, and then just stacked the different shapes of doilies and then put a little medallion type thing on here just to accent out in the bronze. And then on here is just pieces of doily and the lace trim that I had gotten off of a dress that my daughter was getting rid of. It was like a summer dress with a little bit of crochet banding on it. So I had cut that out and placed that all the way around. And then up here I just took doily. This is the edging of it. And then it has the flower shapes attached. This flower base at the bottom there, I did make that one, and then just stacked in some pieces that I cut out to add like a nice little cluster of flowers going down. Sorry guys, I'm trying to watch what I'm doing here and watch the camera at the same time. So as you can see, that's how I did that there, and just kind of made it flow down, and so it turned out kind of pretty there. And then there's the side, so it looks nice and aged. And I just kind of, just gave it a white in spots, and then that's how it came out. And I really, I like the effect. And really, it's, you can do it inexpensively. You don't have to go buy special things. Like for someone like myself, I can't do that. So I have to be, excuse me, creative with what I have. And so that's what I came up with for that. And then I just took, I have bits and pieces of, like my last piece of ribbon here, this crochet that's from the dollar store, and this is a piece of an old sheet that I ripped a strip off of, and just made it look kind of, what's the word, like shabby and kind of aged. And then I just took that off just to show you how I set that up there, just so you could see it a little bit better. And then I put a white key on there that I think I had gotten that I think at Michael's in the 50-cent bin on one of the few occasions that I have gone there. I find them quite expensive, so at least for my budget. So yeah, that's kind of how I did it. I'm thinking when I get a video camera, I'll be able to go through the steps better and do one with you. If you are inclined to see something like that, let me know, and I will try to create one for you in a full tutorial rather than just trying to explain it. Then you can see and maybe even follow along and do your own and create your own piece of art for yourself. And I did find it quite easy to do, and I would be happy to show you how I did it. I'm sure there's lots of other videos out there of people doing it, and I know that their ways are probably better, but I have to do things in the way that are affordable and what's the word I want to use? Practical for me. And so this is the way that I achieve that sort of look that I'm looking for. And these, I think someone had mentioned that these would make a nice wedding gift. These would be nice to have on your dresser or somewhere, excuse me, just to store something pretty, or store anything you like, cards or anything you want. So I do have some small ones, like really tiny little cute ones that I may do like a little trio of them or something like that, so to make it like a nice little set. So I do have some of those. I have a bunch of things in store coming up that I'm going to work on. And I do thank you for watching, and I do hope this was helpful for you. Again, just let me know if you would like to see me do one all the way through. And when I'm able to, I will certainly do that for you. I thank you for having a look and for all of your kindness and all of your support. It overwhelms me and really makes me feel that I belong. So I appreciate it so much, and I love you all, and I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful, blessed day. Thank you. Bye-bye.